Welcome to day 3 of our AI leadership training. So today I have modified the prompts a bit so that it gives more realistic scenarios, and it will pick one or multiple of the hardest skills from the list that was given me to GPT. So let's start.
Okay, I will act as your leadership coach. Let's start with a scenario focused on conflict resolution and team management, which are both challenging areas. Here is the scenario. You are the CEO of a tech startup. Your development team is composed of 10 people and is currently experiencing conflict. Two senior developers, Alice and Bob, have very different ideas about the best way to implement a crucial feature for the new app. Their disagreement has become public, causing tension among other team members and negatively impacting the development progress. Here are the challenges you face. First, you need to resolve the conflict between Alice and Bob without alienating either of them. Second, you need to restore team morale and focus on the project goals. Third, you must prevent similar conflicts in the future. Your leadership decisions are as follows. 1. How will you approach Alice and Bob to understand their perspectives and resolve their conflict? 2. What actions will you take to address the team's morale and ensure the project stays on track? 3. How will you proactively establish a process to manage disagreements and promote collaboration? Take some time to think about your response and tell me what you would do.
Actually, we have done this one before. I just I can't know that it is just giving me the same scenario. So I'll pick the skills for it. We'll just disconnect. We'll pick a skill.
Okay, I will act as your leadership coach. Let's start with your first scenario, focused on negotiating for resources. Scenario: you are the CEO of a growing tech startup. Your company has developed an innovative AI product, but you need more resources to scale production. You need to negotiate with a group of investors for additional funding, but they are skeptical of your projections. Challenge: the investors are hesitant due to the high initial costs and uncertainty in the market. They are also considering funding a competitor. Your leadership decisions. 1. How would you present your case to the investors to secure the funding? 2. What key data points or arguments would you emphasize to address their skepticism? 3. What is your strategy for differentiating your company from the competitor they are also considering? 4. How will you handle a situation where they suggest a lower valuation than what you are expecting? Think through your responses, and then let me know what you decide.
So this one is definitely very challenging. I haven't thought of these before. Okay, scale production. So that means it's already tested. Hello, investor. So the projects that we have been developing was at the initial phase, but we have already tested the market for feedback. We have took the minimum viable products to the market and tested, and it received positive feedback for our product class. So that we are wanting more investments to scale our production, because you know that for a number of people using AI each day is increasing, and we have to cope with the needs of that, so that we might need more GPU units and or computational power to scale our AI up to meet the whole demand of the market. And also, regarding our difference from our competitors, I think this company has our team in it, and our team has more experience than the other people in the competitors companies, so that we are more equipped to go into this direction with the current AI that we have, and we will beat the competitors.
Okay, thank you for sharing your approach with the investors. Let's break down your decisions and how they come across. Evaluation of your decisions. 1. Presentation. You started by highlighting the initial testing phase and positive market feedback, which is a good way to show validation. However, your delivery was a bit hesitant, which might undermine confidence. 2. Key data. You emphasize the positive feedback from the market and the need to scale to meet growing demand. This was good for backing up your need for more investment. However, you did not provide specific numbers or percentages to quantify that growth or the positive feedback. 3. Differentiation. Mentioning your team's experience compared to competitors is good, but could be stronger with specific examples of why this experience is more relevant. Also, you use the word I think when describing your team, which makes you sound less confident in the eyes of investors. 4. Lower valuation. You did not address the last part of the scenario regarding the possibility of receiving a lower valuation. Constructive feedback and improvements. Confidence in delivery. Practice your pitch to sound more confident and less hesitant. This will help investors trust you. Quantify your data. When presenting market feedback, use numbers and percentages. For example, we received 85% positive feedback from our initial user testing. Or, the AI market has grown by 30% in the last quarter, so we need to scale to meet demand. Team experience. Instead of saying, I think our team has more experience, give specific examples of your team's expertise, such as, our team has previously launched 3 AI products with market success. This gives us a competitive advantage. Lower valuation strategy. Be prepared with a counter strategy for negotiating if the valuation comes in lower. You could emphasize that your team is more experienced, or propose milestones to increase valuation after funding. Actionable advice. Practice. Work on your pitch and practice in front of a mirror or with a colleague to build confidence. Data driven. Use specific numbers, percentages, and stats to support your claims about market demand and positive feedback. Differentiators. Make the differentiators of your team more clear and convincing. Don't just state you have a better team. Make sure to explain the specific strengths. Negotiation. Prepare a negotiation plan if you don't receive the valuation you want, and plan out possible counters that could be done. Flexion exercise. Consider how your communication style impacts your message. How could you convey information more effectively? Reflect on the importance of data in building a strong, convincing case for investment. Are you ready for another scenario, or would you like to further discuss this scenario before moving on?
Ready for next scenario.
Okay, let's move on to the next scenario. This one will focus on team motivation and conflict resolution. Scenario: you are the team leader of a remote software development team. There has been a noticeable drop in productivity, and you've heard that there's friction between some team members regarding project priorities and workload distribution. Challenge: your team is geographically dispersed, making it challenging to address the issues directly. The conflicts are impacting project deadlines and overall morale. Some team members feel burnt out, while others are feeling underutilized. Your leadership decisions. 1. How will you initially address the drop in productivity and team morale? 2. How will you approach the conflicts and disagreements among team members? 3. What steps will you take to understand the underlying causes of the issues? 4. How will you redistribute workload to better balance the team's effort? 5. How will you foster a more positive and collaborative team environment? Think through these questions and let me know how you'd handle this situation.
There are really a lot of things that uh, you mentioned. I was not able to keep track of all of those. I'll just mention those that I remember. So firstly, the project priorities should be determined by the management because the management knows the market better than the team members so that it should decide the priorities for them. And also the workload distribution, the people should roughly mark the number of man hours they take for each part of the project so that it can be arranged more evenly. And also the geographically dispersed team we can organize a meeting to deliver all of the things that I mentioned in a time that is office hours, but we can together at the same time, or we'll just give them important emails that are marked as priority or important, so that when the team members receive these announcements, they are know that these are important issues and decisions that have been made, and also to make the team that is more positive and collaborative. I think we will need some online team building activities and also a place to exchange our ideas, like such as Slack.
Okay, thank you for sharing your approach to handling the remote team challenges. Let's analyze your decisions. Evaluation of your decisions. 1. Addressing productivity. You suggested management should set priorities, which can be useful for direction, but it might not address the root cause of morale or engagement issues at the team level. 2. Conflict resolution. You mentioned tracking man hours to better distribute the workload, which is good in principle. However, you did not directly engage with the conflict itself. 3. Understanding root causes. While your approach to tracking hours helps with workload allocation, it doesn't delve into the interpersonal or motivational aspects of the issues causing conflicts. 4. Workload distribution. The idea of tracking man hours to rebalance workloads is good, but you did not say how you would ensure fairness and address specific issues from individual team members. 5. Fostering team environment. Using online team building activities and using platforms like Slack are great ideas for a remote team. Constructive feedback and improvements. Team engagement. While managing set priorities can help, it's important to engage with the team in setting objectives and understanding their challenges and viewpoints. This is important for feeling heard and empowered. Direct conflict resolution. Don't only focus on workload distribution, address the interpersonal conflicts head on. You could facilitate a virtual meeting with team members where they can express their concerns and work out the differences. Individual issues. Be careful of assumptions about the root causes of problems. Team issues could be the result of personal problems of individual members. Make sure to give people a safe space to express such issues. Fairness. Ensure that your redistribution of work takes into account individuals' strengths and that they agree with the new distribution of work. Positive environment. Keep up with the team building activities and use team chat platforms like Slack. Be active in the chat and foster a positive team environment. Actionable advice. Open dialogue. Set up one-on-one meetings with each team member and a team meeting as a whole to discuss the issues and brainstorm solutions. Conflict resolution. Facilitate discussions to allow team members to share their perspectives and work toward finding solutions. Transparent communication. Discuss workload rebalancing strategies and let team members know how you are making these decisions. Safe environment. Emphasize the importance of open, honest, and respectful communications in the team. Team culture. Engage in your team's online spaces to keep up a good team environment. Reflection exercise. Think about how important it is to address both the practical issues, like workload, and the emotional elements that are also present, such as team member conflicts. What balance would you strike to address this? Do you want to discuss anything further or move on to the next scenario?
So basically, it is suggesting the same as the scenarios maybe the day before yesterday, to make open discussions as a whole and also one-on-one. Actually, we have gone over this similar scenario as this before, and we want to focus on the other skills instead. I think we'll try the other practicing on the other skills to listening. See you in the next session, and goodbye.